Good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live from our news hub here at Adesawe Kanda in Accra. My name is Efua Tieku. The headlines. Kantanka Automobile Company expresses disappointment over the establishment of a foreign automobile assembly plant in the country. Presidential Committee on Environment and Natural Resources to begin vetting of small-scale miners today. And on the foreign front, far guards Brazil's 200-year-old National Museum. These and more coming up in the next 60 minutes. Do stay with us and do remember we are live on DSTV channel 279. In a very first story, the Ghana Registered Nurses and Midwives Association of Ghana will not take part in a nationwide demonstration penciled to take place on September 5, 2018. Trainee nurses would be demonstrating against their employment after the National Builders Corps program. Now, President of the GRNMA, Dr. Asante Krobia, on 3FM Sunrise said employing trainee nurses under NAPCO constitutes unfair labor practices.
Government intends to enroll trainee nurses onto the Nation Builders Corps (NAPCO). The Heal Ghana module is a means to close the deficit in unemployed graduates. The Trainee Nurses and Midwives Association would, however, embark on a demonstration in 6 regions starting on September 5 to 7 to protest the decision. Nurses under NAPCO would earn 700 Ghana cedis as against newly employed certificate nurses who earn about 1,100 cedis. Diploma and degree nurses earn between 1,600 and 1,800 cedis. President of the Ghana Registered Nurses Association, Asante Krobia, on 3FM Sunrise, said this constitutes unfair labor practice.
Is government saying that it is right for them to employ these youngsters, for them to work temporarily for 3 years and not pay them social security, not grant them the opportunity to engage themselves or be enrolled into SNIT? Is that fair? The people that they are going to recruit and the NAPCO have some skills. That is worth far more than 700 Ghana cedis. After 3 years, if they haven't got permanent job, you laid off.
He, however, said his outfit will not take part in the demonstration.
In a different way, we will, but you won't probably see us hitting the streets with them, and if they hold placards, you will also be doing same.
But, I mean, would you be there to see them present their petition to the health minister?
I will not tell exactly what will happen, but I have told you we'll be with them in the spirit, and the physical, we may show up at certain points.
Let's move away from issues of health onto issues of business. Right. Officials of Kantanka Automobile Company are meeting government officials at the Jubilee House after the company expressed disappointment over the haste with which government signed an agreement with the foreign automobile company VW without broad stakeholder consultations. Now, the company, in a statement, questioned the sector ministry's position in the promotion of locally produced goods vis-a-vis the local automotive industry. Its reservations on fast-tracking the signing of the MOU, while numerous proposals it has made to government and assurances received have not yielded the expected results. According to the company, government is yet to fulfill its side of a bargain to buy a number of the cars from the company. And we will bring you a lot more on this development in our subsequent bulletin. Now, let's look at issues of politics. Now, the National Democratic Congress held its regional executive elections over the weekend. Various people were elected to various positions to steer affairs in the 10 regions. Now, meanwhile, former President John Dramani Mahama has hinted at embarking on a visit to all the 275 constituencies across the country. He's expected to meet winners and losers of the NDC regional executive elections. In a Facebook post on Sunday, the aspiring flag bearer of the NDC said he has already spoken with the 10 chairmen elected on Saturday. I have also called and expressed my personal message of encouragement to many of the candidates who were not successful in the elections, he wrote. He expressed the view that there are no losers in the election, as our great party, the NDC, is the winner. He said he advised the newly elected executives across the regions to reach out to all and sundry and bring them on board for victory in election 2020. The real work has just begun and we must all put our shoulders to the wheel going forward, the former president stated. Now, let's now speak with the first vice chair of the NDC, Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo. Good afternoon to you, Samuel. What is your general assessment of the elections? Unfortunately, we have lost Mr. Ofosu-Ampofo. We'll try and get him back on the line. Meanwhile, you're watching Midday Live on TV3. And remember, we are live on DSTV channel 279. Now, the NDC... We are trying to get Mr. Samuel Ofosu-Ampofo back on the line to give us the details. Mr. Ampofo, good afternoon to you. What is your assessment of the elections over the weekend?
Thank you, and good afternoon to your viewers. But let me say that I'm one of the vice chairpersons of the NDC, and not the first vice.
Thank you for that correction.
Yeah, okay. Well, let me say that, first of all, I want to congratulate all those who won in the just ended regional party conference, and also to commend the gallant losers for putting up a very good show. At the end of the day, NDC's winners, democracy has won the day. But let me say that overall, it has been a very successful regional conference across the country. A report that we have received, even though by tomorrow, the National Executive Committee members who were dispatched to the various regions will come and give a detailed report. So far, what we have received indicate that it has been very successful around the country.
So you say it was a good show, meaning that you are completely satisfied with the outcome of the elections?
Yes, we are very satisfied with the outcome in terms of the organization, the role of the Electoral Commission, the comportment of delegates, the campaign that was conducted, and the guidelines that were issued by the party had been respected in all the regions. And that's the reason why I'm saying that it has been a very, very successful weekend for the NDC as a party.
Now, are all the contestants happy with the outcome of the election? Or with the processes, not just the outcome, but with the processes?
These were processes which were very open, transparent, and inclusive. And at every point in time, we made sure that the contestants were briefed on the developments. And so far, I have not had any report of any protest from any of the regions. And I believe that underscores the fact that proper due diligence was done, due process was followed. And I think by and large, the contestants are very happy with the outcome of the elections.
Would you say there was some form of intimidation during the process?
I was in the Eastern region to supervise the Eastern region 1. I did not see any intimidation there. The conference was organized in a very free, fair, and transparent manner. And the atmosphere was devoid of intimidation or harassment.
But in other parts, like in Accra and the Ashanti region, we did hear of some incidences.
Well, when we are organizing a major issue like a regional conference, you are likely to have few hiccups here and there. But I think that overall, if you want to measure the overall success, one would say that those ones, they could be, and I'm saying they could because I don't have the report before me. There could be isolated instances, but I think that cannot be labeled as a major drawback. I think that if there were a few areas where some challenges were faced, the situation was put under control. And the saying is that it is the end that justifies the means. And at the end of the day, I think that it will be very peaceful in all the 10 regions.
Thank you very much. Samuel Ofosu Ampofo is a first vice chair of the NDC. Now let's look at some issues of banking. Customers of First Allied Savings and Loans in Takoradi have besieged the facility demanding their monies. They have accused officials of the company of deceiving them. Now, our reporter, Erika J, is there, and we will shortly be going over to him to give us a bit more on that, since customers there are saying that they have been deceived by the companies. We'll reach out to him for details on that pretty shortly. You're watching Midday Live, and we're also live on DSTV channel 279. And you can also join us by your comments on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Now, so customers of First Allied Savings and Loans in Takoradi have besieged the facility demanding their monies. They have accused officials of the company of deceiving them.
Several withdrawals, but then they've been unsuccessful. I have with me a lot of some of the customers, and I want to interact with them exactly what their problems are. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
How much do you have here?
I have close to 2,000 here.
And what have you been told?
They keep on telling me next month, next month, next month. Then whenever I come, they say next month. Whenever I come, they say next month. They even told me this month, 3rd of September, they will give me my money. When I came, they keep on telling me there's no money. So I'm confused. I don't know what to do. The worst part of it is that I am saving, me and my wife, we are saving here. Both of us, for now, we don't have anything at hand as a food money. I came to withdraw my money. I see that everywhere is rowdy. I can't tell exactly what is happening. So I came to take my money, but they said no money.
When did you start asking for your money?
For 3 months now. For 3 months now, I have been asking for my money. When I ask, they say next month. When I ask, they say next month. Up to now, I haven't got my money up to now.
So you are worried?
I'm too much worried.
So what are you going to do now?
Half of my business money is here. Half of my business money is here. Up to now, I haven't got it.
I have this customer who tells me that he also has in excess of 10,000 Ghana cedis here locked up. Tell us your story.
But you're working last month, 2 months, and I'm better than Bejimiska. What's the Niska? Every one more time. To recent, almost 1 month, I was in a young trend. September, we pay a payment in Alaman. Into the Mabel and Bejimiska, the coach's school. What's the Niska? I don't know, this book is as Mihiska. Or that will be school, coach and school fees, my rent, water bill, light bill, Minibi.
And Abasan is our catcher.
Well, what's when Niska? And you're trying to just question September, and you're trying to start telling Sabaka, and I did that TED, and see Adiska.
Send one son can.
Miss Uncle, because me and Miska.
The man. Okay, so I have this woman here also, and I want to find out, Mommy, Apome. Mpacho, Dan or Locodo.
Mpacho, yes, car bottle, a hand, yes, yes, status watch. I'm not saying you manage to me, and say, me, ya. It's on a miffy and mean you save or holding tea. Me discount about to one answer, me a red damn coffee, and my abba is canoe. Miss Canada, I cheat time, she may buy base canoe. Maybe I won't put on with this can, mamma. Yan answer 1 2 months. Still, I won't face can and family. And what is asked what words could be answered about your Yamaha school fees into 1 more, and yes, there. Sagana government will be your one, yes, and it's on my boy.
So you can see the situation has made the woman teary. I have another customer here, and I want to interact with him. What's your situation?
My situation, the me 4 months salary. I had my salary for Nina unlock up to since June, July, August, September. Nina, min san can be here.
Nti abasan o catch.
I'm catch am say ending of this month, yen some review, but me into because I had me staffing my children and my wife. School fees now we are going to buy books and other things.
We understand that early in the morning, one customer attempted to vandalize some property belonging to the financial institution, and as a result, reinforcement was called in. So you can see scores of armed policemen here trying to ensure that nothing untoward happens here. We also understand that a customer who has savings in the excess of 2 billion old Ghana cedis, 200,000 Ghana cedis, is here and has been making several efforts to make withdrawals, but unfortunately, he has not been successful. We are trying to get hold of him. But in the meantime, I want to find out from this man here what his situation is.
But I'm the same thing now. Maybe the corner came. So Miss Kawa, remember watch him. Now, what can in September? Mbembeji. Maybe it's the same as a man work at Chenwaha. Into Maso Muhuma me yakra. Okay.
Now, information that I'm picking is that some officials of the financial institution are trying to explain to the customers the reason why they are in this current state of affairs. But then the customers are still adamant. They want their savings before they leave here. Well, we'll update viewers subsequently in our 360 News Bulletin. This is Eric Yewede reporting from Takrady Market Circle for TV3 News.
Now, as the conversion on taxing churches deepens, the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority has clarified what churches need to be engaged in the sale of anointing oil and water or operating bookshops and commercial transports would be taxed. Now, Emmanuel Kofinti says the authority will intensify education on tax compliance whilst ensuring that all taxable persons and organizations are roped in the tax laws of the country.
Since the announcement by the Ghana Revenue Authority that churches will be taxed, there have been mixed reaction, especially from the clergy and other stakeholders. The controversy has also surrounded which specific areas of the church's activities will be taxed. Addressing the 55th annual session of the Ghana Baptist Convention at Ejura in the Ashanti region, Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority said under the current Income Tax Act, incomes derived by religious bodies from business activities which are taxable include sale of anointing oil, water, spiritual consultation fee, disposal of assets, operation of bookshops, and operation of commercial transport.
If the church is getting profit from some of these activities, operating under a guarantee or a trust, and the benefits are not to individuals, that one they can be excused on their taxes. The income of an individual may arise from sources including salaries, wages, overtime, leave pay, bonus, and similar employment income. Income from business, income from investment, gifts derived in course of employment, business, and investment. While the income is to the benefit of a specific individual, that income is subject to tax.
He also pointed out that religious organizations must also register for VAT if they make taxable supplies and their annual turnover from taxable supply exceed 200,000 cedis. Emmanuel Kofinti indicated the GRA has initiated training programs to ensure full compliance with the tax laws. President of the Ghana Baptist Convention, Reverend Dr. Ernest Edujemfi, believes the churches have their story to tell on how they utilize their tithes and offerings.
During this past year, we have received accreditation and payroll mechanization for 7 new Baptist health facilities by the Christian Health Association of Ghana, that is CHAD, and the Ghana government. It is noteworthy to say that the church is operating in areas where regular governmental facilities are not available. We are, by these services, complementing government efforts and meeting the health needs of our rural community.
It's now time for your report. That's the MTN video report, and our citizen journalist Abdullahi Husseini highlights the poor state of drainage at Nuyini Yapala Tamale in the northern region.
This is Abdullahi Husseini. I'm speaking from Tamale South constituency, Nuyini Yapala to be precise. This gutter is actually a very dangerous gutter, a very disturbing one for that matter. This particular building is about to get collapsed as a result of the effects of the gutter. So we are appealing to the general public and the appropriate authority as well to come to our aid. Your citizen journalist, Abdullahi Husseini.
Thank you very much, Abdullahi. You can also send your report via our WhatsApp platform, that's 055-1433044. You're watching Midday Live. Do stay with us. We'll be back with business. You're welcome back. The Presidential Committee on Environment and Natural Resources is expected to begin the vetting of all small-scale miners today as part of efforts to sanitize the industry and also ensure persons engaged in the commercial activity do so in a responsible, environmentally friendly and sustainable manner. The Ministry of Information had earlier in a statement directed all registered artisanal and small-scale miners whose licenses were operational as at April 1, 2017, to submit all relevant documentation to the Interministerial Committee on Illegal Mining Secretariat by post or in person before Friday, September 7, 2018. The documents include mining license, environmental permit, operating permit, certificate of registration, tax identification number, 2 copies of passport-size photos, birth certificate, passport or voter's ID, and current contact details. Persons who pass the vetting will be cleared to return to their mining operations. We've been joined on the phone lines by Emmanuel Yurinchi, who is the Director of Operations at the Ghana National Association of Small Scale Miners. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Yurinchi. Yes. Tell us about... Right. Now, so what is this process looking out for, this vetting process?
Well, I mean, like we said in our press conference, the association and its members would want to support government to implement this roadmap so that our members can return to their legitimate business as soon as possible. And that's exactly what we are doing.
How many of your members are involved in this vetting process?
We're expecting 1,200 of our members to submit their documentation. As at 12 o'clock today, over 70 have submitted their documentation. Initially, we had some issues, especially with the operating permit and then the EPA permit. You know, the EPA permit is given for 2 years, and then the operating permit is given for 1 year. And you know that we spent over 18 months at home, so obviously none of the operating permit will be functional now. They have all expired. And so they were wondering whether they were to submit the expired ones or not. But we have cleared that one. The Secretariat says that we should submit the expired ones as well. And so members are submitting their documents as we speak.
Right. So you did mention that you're about 1,200 and about 70 of you have submitted are going through the vetting?
Have already submitted their documentation.
So what happens to the others? What is the problem with them?
We just started the process, and it's just 12 noon. And so people are coming all over the country. And so maybe tomorrow we'll have more people, and then the day after tomorrow, people are coming. The regional and the district executives are mobilizing them, so they'll come in from tomorrow. We'll have a lot of our members in there submitting.
Now, so what is the engagement to ensure that your members or illegal miners are fished out of the system? What has been the engagement with government on that?
Can you just throw a bit of light into your question?
No, I'm asking that what has been your engagement with government in terms of people who are doing illegal mining? What has been the engagement for those ones to be fished out of the system?
Oh, okay. Those who are doing illegal mining.
That's right, illegal mining.
Basically, we have been explaining to government, some of the causes of illegal mining, as if we are able to stop those or put an end to those problems, then we'll be solving the illegal mining menace for a very long time. And then we have the short term, that's the use of Operation Vanguard and our task force, of which they are already on the field working as we speak. Again, during our press conference, we said that the we are going to self-regulate ourselves. Basically, what we are going to do is we're going to use our task force to prevent would-be illegal miners, use our members to stop illegal mining activities within a certain radius of their activities, and then also encourage prospective miners or illegal miners to register under the association so that we can direct them to areas where they can license their operations and mine legally. So these are some of the measures that we are putting in place. I'll submit a comprehensive document to TV3 at appropriate time to interrogate it.
Thank you very much. Emmanuel Yurinchi. Enchi is the Director of Operations at the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners. Now, let's look at some other issues. And despite government's many interventions, there are still a number of calls for focus on persons living with disability. In view of this, Star Ghana, in collaboration with the ACT Development Organization, have launched a local development project aimed at improving the livelihood of PWDs in the Nsawam Adwejiri municipality.
Adwejiri municipality is the underlying motive on which the project is being embarked on. Residents of Nsawam Adwejiri municipality have severally registered their displeasure at the leadership of the assembly for their inability to communicate on how internally generated funds are used. According to the ACT Development Organization, efforts at development have stalled as the municipality lacks database to project on how funds will be utilized.
The citizen is complaining they are not willing to pay tax because they don't see the physical project that ASAMO is doing for them. And ASAMO also, the leakages and the leakages on the revenue generation, the ASAMO is not getting enough to take up the development projects. The women also are vulnerable because they don't have a market. When it rains, then their fruits and products all rot. So that informed the organization to take up that issue up.
Star Ghana is a multi-donor pooled funding mechanism funded by UK Aid, Danida, and the European Union. Its core mandate is to work with the government to improve service delivery with the ultimate goal of improving the accountability and responsiveness of Ghana's government, traditional authorities, and the private sector.
The business news segment is brought to you by MTN, Universal Merchant Bank.
The former Minister of Finance, Mr. Seth Terkper, says no minister has the power to change the public accounting methodology or fiscal methodology used in computing the national debt stock without recourse to due process. He was debating the controversy surrounding the total public debt as of December 2016. Seth Terkper spoke to Alfredo Kanse.
The country's total debt as of December 2016 sparked controversy at the Public Accounts Committee sitting in the week ending August 17, when the chairman of the committee, James Aveji, accused the finance minister, Ken Ofori-Atta, of deceiving Parliament on the country's public debt. The 2017 budget statement, which was presented to Parliament, indicated that the country's debt as of December 2016 stood at 123.3 billion Ghana cedis. But the Controller and Accountants General Department, in its 2016 report on the Consolidated Fund, reported that the debt stood at 120.3 billion Ghana cedis, a figure which was also verified and confirmed by the Auditor General's Department. Sharing his view on this, former Finance Minister Seth Terkper noted that both the Controller and Accountant General and the Auditor General were right in using the end December 2016 exchange rate and not the end March 2017 exchange rate, as the minister is reported to have done in the 2017 budget.
We have always used the end period exchange rate to do the calculation. And so to change and use an exchange rate which is from December, end March, which is a forward rate, is an anomaly. So the point I was making, and mind you, this came out at the Public Accounts Committee, where Honorable Aveji, who has insight into some of these things, raised it. But I think it's important to note that the Controller and Accountant General, as well as the Auditor General, used end to December. So it was only Ministry of Finance in the budget that used end March 2017.
He said the decision to use March 2017 exchange rate to calculate the country's debt for December 2016 was alien and an attempt to change the public accounting methodology and fiscal outcomes.
The irony I pointed out that, as running mates, not flag bearer, but as running mate, I think I use, His Excellency the Vice President now was using a backward rate. He was using a 2008 to calculate our 2008 to 2016 exchange rate. Now in power, you use a forward exchange rate. So you were using a low exchange rate to show that you had performed better. You are in office, and because the low exchange rate, the lower exchange rate, which is end December, will reflect well on the NDC, you decide to use a higher interest rate, which is end March, to show the numbers. There's no consistency. That's another thing.
Economist Dr. Osei Sibe has called on government to consider a reform of the country's investment policies to enable Ghana benefit increasingly from foreign investments. Speaking in an interview with Natalie Fort, he noted though the visit by the German Chancellor Angela Merkel on August 30 was in line with government's Ghana Beyond Aid agenda, Ghana can be shortchanged if investment policies are not reviewed.
Skill shortage, and skill deficiencies would then mean that the youth will not be able to take advantage of some of the investment, because some of these investments can be very sophisticated. They may require sophisticated skills, to be able to work along the value chain. And therefore, we have to be able to do some kind of need assessment to know, what kind of training is required, to make our youth ready, so that it wouldn't be that they come and they don't get the right set of skills, and they have to go out there to look for people to come and work. And so that will not help. The other thing too is that we need to change our work attitude, work ethics, because now the competition is keen. All African countries are making themselves ready, and capital will always flow to where it can maximize its returns. You understand? So the macroeconomic environment has to be sound, the business environment have to be friendly, and you have to have enough skill set, to be able to work in such establishment.
Now, Chad has become the latest African country to solicit the support of Ethiopian Airlines to launch its own national airline. Now, officials said on Friday that an agreement to start operations on October 1 had been signed.
Ethiopian Airlines is ranked by the International Air Transport Association, IATA, as the largest carrier in Africa by revenue and profit, outpacing regional competitors Kenya Airways and South African Airways. The inaugural flight is planned for October 1, but the first destination has yet to be determined. The move will help Chad as it will improve its international air connections. In 2012, Chadian authorities suspended international flights operated by state carrier Tumai Air after an investigation revealed serious safety problems. The carrier operated flights to regional destinations including neighboring Cameroon, Gabon and Ivory Coast. It also operated seasonal routes to Saudi Arabia and Dubai. For Ethiopian Airlines, the partnership is another step in its effort to work with national carriers across the continent. The company has been in talks with Djibouti, Equatorial Guinea and Ghana to set up carriers through joint ventures, and also aims to create a new airline in Mozambique that it will fully own. Ethiopian Airlines is the front runner to set up and manage a new national carrier for Nigeria and has signed an agreement with the Zambian government to relaunch Zambia's flag carrier at an initial cost of $30 million. Last month, Ethiopian Airlines announced that net profit in the 2017-2018 financial year rose to $233 million from $229 million the previous year. The airline's operating revenue rose by 43% to $3.7 billion in the 2017-2018 financial year.
And that's it for business. Sports is next after the break. Now, composed by James Varick Ama, classical piece Oye is one of President Akufo-Addo's favorite songs. The Chinese police band took the pains to rehearse, master and treat President Akufo-Addo to it when he arrived in China for a state visit. Owusu-Warai reports 9 years after its composition, Oye is still going places.
Yes, the Chinese band did surprise President Akufo-Addo, thrilling him with popular Thanksgiving song Oye. The classical piece happens to be one of the president's most cherished songs. The inspirational song kept him going in the build-up to the 2016 elections. Here is a throwback of the NPP's final rally in December 2016. The harmonious choir, led by James Varick Ama, again got the president boogieing to the tune at the party's Thanksgiving service. But beyond the party platform, Oye's popularity has soared much higher. It's grown to become a song of choice during national functions. Oye is indeed going places. You may have enjoyed or sung along, but do you have any idea of the face behind the popular Thanksgiving song? Native of Winneba, James Varick Ama is a proud composer. The prolific songwriter composed the song in 2009. 9 years on, its popularity keeps soaring.
Oye will definitely get you dancing. Now, that will be all for Midday Live on TV3. Let's look at our top stories for the afternoon. Kantanka Automobile Company disappointed over the establishment of a foreign automobile assembly plant in the country. Presidential Committee on Environment and Natural Resources to begin vetting of small-scale miners today. And Prague, Brazil's 200-year-old National Museum. And for more news, do go to our news website, 3news.com. My name is Efua Tieku. Have a lovely afternoon.